welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about my favorite high-end makeup from 2015, and I just recently did my favorite drugstore makeup from 2015. If you haven't seen it, I will list it down in the description box below. I mentioned so many affordable, amazing products from the drugstore that I feel like everyone should have. Even if you don't like drugstore makeup, I feel like I mentioned quite a few good products that I feel like everyone should have. So this video is only going to be about expensive products. So if you want to see all of my favorite high-end makeup, then just go ahead and keep watching. I feel like I don't want to go off topic, but I just got acrylics yesterday, and the reason I got them was because I've been wearing gel manicure for the past 2 weeks? I don't know, for a while now, and I love gel manicures. I just feel like for me they don't last on my nails. So I went ahead and got acrylics, and I just feel like they last longer on me and they're a little bit more convenient. I feel like I need to have my nails looking decent, you know what I mean? And I feel like with the gels, they just kept coming off, so every time I would go out, I didn't really have time to go to the nail salon, so I'll have like a nail missing or like the color missing, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this, and I absolutely love this color. I feel like I'm going off topic, but I'll talk about this color in my next video. Like I told you guys before, I bought so much stuff at the drugstore, so that will be my next video. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna start like I did in my last video. So I'm gonna start off with my primer, go on to my foundation, eyeshadow, powder, all that good stuff. So for primer, the only primer that I absolutely love, and this is actually my second one, is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the smoothing version, and I love this thing. I actually have all of them, and I feel like this is the only one that has worked amazing for me. I do like the mattifying one as well, but I will talk about this one in a second. I found this one to be a little bit more helpful for my skin type. I want to say I had oily skin, because honestly I feel like my skin is more on the dry side right now, because I was using my mattifying primer and I just felt like it was just like drying up my skin even more, and I feel like my foundation wasn't going on flawlessly. So once I started using this one, this is a smoothing one, I felt like it hydrated my skin a little bit more. Not only that, but it did fill in my pores, so it definitely made the foundation go on a lot nicer, and that's what I like about this. It's also really soft and creamy, so when you put it on your skin, it disappears right away. So that's something that I do like about this. This is definitely worth the money. I feel like out of all the expensive primers that I have tried, this is the only one that I have repurchased, and they've actually sent this to me before, and I still repurchase it just because I feel like this is definitely worth the money. So if you haven't tried it, I think they have like the travel size, so try the travel size. If you don't like it, you don't have to commit to the $36, I believe. I'm so bad at saying prices, so I'll list it down in the description box below, but try the travel size. I promise you will fall in love with it. Now that I've mentioned my primer, I'm going to move on to foundation, and I feel like you guys probably already know. I feel like when I was doing my drugstore video, I was like, oh my god, everyone's already going to know what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be so boring. But for foundation, for high end, I feel like it's going to be the same thing, because I strictly just use the same foundations, just because you guys know that my skin is so sensitive. So if I try a new foundation and I break out, I just freak out, and I don't want to use any more new foundations. So these two foundations have just been so good to me this past year. The first one is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, and I have this in so many different shades, so I'm not even going to tell you guys the shade right now, because honestly I don't even know what shade I use, because I mixed them up to get my perfect shade. But this is a full coverage mattifying foundation that looks absolutely flawless on the skin. It doesn't have any SPF, so it photographs beautifully as well, and I just really like it. It goes on so nice on my skin. It's long lasting, and honestly I just found it to be one of the best high-end mattifying foundations that I have ever tried. And then my second favorite foundation is the Collagen Dough Aqua Foundation in 143. I absolutely love this foundation for so many different reasons. It's medium coverage. You can definitely build it up to be full coverage, but I feel like this is the only foundation that's hydrating on my skin, but when it dries on my face, it's completely matte, which I absolutely love. It's not as matte as my mattifying by Matte Velvet Makeup Forever, but it does the job, and I love how my skin feels whenever I put this on. It's another foundation that doesn't have any SPF, so it photographs beautifully as well, and it just looks so flawless on the skin. Whenever you don't want to wear a ton of makeup and you just want to even out your skin tone, I feel like this does the job for me, and I just love it. Like I said, my skin has been more on the dry side, so this has been a little bit more hydrating for my skin, so that's one of the main reasons why I love that foundation. And then moving on to setting powders and loose powders, I only have two to show you guys, and my first setting powder, which I absolutely adore, is the NARS setting powder in the shade Beach. I've talked about this powder a lot here on my channel as well, and if you saw my affordable dupes, then you probably saw this powder in there as well. Not only do I use it to set my foundation, but on those days where I'm not wearing any foundation on my face, I'm wearing just concealer and I want to set it, or even if I want to set just my face, like just apply a little bit of powder just to make sure that it's even out, I will go for this and I'll use this all over my face. This is one of the best powders that I have ever used for my face, and I just absolutely love it. The only thing is that it doesn't come in a ton of different shades. That's something that I don't like about the actual powder, but besides that, I feel like this powder can do me no wrong. And then to set my under eye concealer and basically to bake my face, I like to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I absolutely love this thing. If you buy it, buy the small size, because I feel like the big size will freaking last you a lifetime. You're never gonna waste it, so I feel like it's the same thing with the small one. It will last you forever. But this is an amazing product for somebody who has oily skin. I like to use it to set my under eyes, to bake my face, and the only way that I really like to use this powder is with a damp beauty blender, because I feel like it goes on the best on my skin. But this does a great job with mattifying your skin. Like I said, if you have oily skin, then you will really find this helpful. For concealer, I feel like I should have mentioned this after my foundation, but this is the Naked Skin Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and my shade is light neutral. I should have mentioned this shade for all my products that I've been mentioning, so I'll list them down in the description box below. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but it is done. This is the fourth one that I buy. I know that's the most. No, actually I bought more MAC Pro Longwears than this. I've probably bought like 5. Honestly, I don't even know how many times I purchased that concealer, but last year this was the only thing that I was using, and this concealer, it's amazing. Like, the formula is everything, the color is everything, the coverage, everything about this concealer, it's amazing. I love the fact that it's full coverage, but it's like a creamy texture. It's not as creamy as the NARS Creamy Custard Concealer, but it's there, you know, and it's lightweight. When you put this under your eyes, it just blends so easily, and that's something that I love about this concealer. Another thing I like about it is that it's long lasting and it doesn't crease as much as my other concealers, and I actually have to go buy a new one. I was gonna go before I pick up Jose, but I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 7:51, so I do have time to go buy it. So after I'm done filming, I'm gonna go to Sephora and pick one up, because I just cannot live without this. This has just been amazing. Like, oh, I love you. So now we're gonna move on to contouring, and I feel like this is my favorite step of doing my face. Like, I feel like I've gotten so good at contouring that I get excited to contour my face. Is that weird? Probably it's a little weird, but I'm excited because last year so many companies came out with like contouring kits, contouring products. Like, it was the year of contour, I want to say, and I feel like the only contour kit that I absolutely fell in love. And it's so funny because when I first purchased this product last year, I was like, I don't like it, I don't know what the hype is all about. And I feel like honestly I got a bad batch, because I ended up returning it, and then later on I repurchased it because my friend Amy, she was like obsessed with it. She's like, no, you need to give it a second shot. So I ended up buying it again, and honestly when I got it, I was like, oh my god, this is the best contour kit that I have ever tried. And this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour kit, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty beat up because it's my go-to everyday kit, but I just love it for so many different reasons. The powders in this palette are so creamy, so blendable, so easy to work with on the skin. Not only that, but you get a contour shade, you get a bronzer, and then you get one with a deeper tone, so if you want to intensify that contour. Also, this banana shade right here is absolutely amazing to set your under eye concealers. I've been using this one lately. I just realized I was pointing at this one, but this is the banana shade right here. And this one right here, I don't know the name of it, but I think I use this one more than this one, just because this is a neutral, sort of like vanilla. My hands were like hurting. I was like, ugh. This is like a neutral shade, so it's perfect over this concealer right here. I feel like these two right here just make the perfect combination. So I think that's why I use these two together so much, because they went so well together. And I just love this contour kit. And honestly, I'm so happy that I repurchased it, because if I didn't, I would have kicked myself in the butt, because it's honestly the best contour kit that I have tried this past year. And then when it was time to pick out my blushes, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so difficult, because honestly, some of my favorite blushes are only high-end, and I have so many, so I don't know which one I'm gonna choose. So then I was like looking at my makeup, and I was like, you know what? Tarte really nailed it last year with their blushes, and specifically their Tarte Amazonian Clay 12 Hour. Are actually one of the best out there right now, so this was so easy for me. I was like, yes, these are the blushes that I absolutely love, and they're so long lasting, so easy to apply on the skin, and once you put it on your face, it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna go anywhere, and it comes in so many different colors. One of the things that I like about this brand is that when I go to the store, there are so many options for you to choose from, so you don't have to be limited because of your skin tone. So I absolutely love that. For eyeshadows, I actually have a combination of Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and Makeup Geek in this palette. And I know Makeup Geek is not expensive, it's not high-end, but it's also not a drugstore, so I wasn't able to mention it in my drugstore video that I just filmed for you guys, so I figure I will mention it here because it is in one palette with my Anastasia eyeshadows, and they're super affordable. That's something that I love about Makeup Geek. They're affordable, the quality is amazing. One of the best eyeshadows that I currently own, as well as Anastasia Beverly Hills. Anastasia Beverly Hills is one of my favorite brands out there right now. Honestly, I feel like she's done such an amazing job with her eyeshadows, with her liquid lipsticks, with her eyebrow products, with her contour kits. Every product that she's come out, oh my god, the highlighters, which I'm going to mention right after this because I completely forgot to mention my highlighters, but honestly, Anastasia Beverly Hills is probably my #1 favorite brand from 2015, and I cannot wait to see what she does in 2016 because she's already done such an amazing job with all these different products. So yes, this was definitely my favorite palette from 2015. I'm gonna list in the description box below my top 5 Makeup Geek and my top 5 Anastasia. That way you guys can have a little idea of what my favorite colors are by them. So if you do want to see a single video on this, just let me know and I'll love to create it for you guys. And then for highlight, like I was saying, this was my favorite highlight of 2015, and it was the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood Illuminator. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. I feel like this was also really exciting for me because I feel like 2015 was also the year of highlighting. Like, so many different companies came out with so many amazing highlighters, and I feel like one of my favorite ones right now, and in 2015 was this one right here. It's a beautiful gold highlight, and it just goes on so nice on the skin. It's long lasting and it looks beautiful on so many different skin tones. This was definitely one of my favorite highlighters of 2015. Opal was also one of my favorites, but I mentioned it last year, so I was like, I don't want to mention the same thing and be repetitive with my products, so I wanted to obviously mention new things here on my channel. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about are liquid lipsticks, and I'm sorry to overload you. I feel like I've been talking forever. I'm probably not gonna be able to talk after this. No more Snapchat. So the last thing that I'm gonna talk about today are liquid lipsticks, and you probably already guessed it because I mentioned these so much in the last year. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. In my opinion, I feel like these are the best liquid lipsticks out there right now. They're so pigmented, they're long lasting, they're like a creamy, sort of like liquidy texture, but when they dry on the lips, they're extremely matte and they do not move from there. So when I was like looking for my liquid lipsticks, I was like, there's no question at all whatsoever. These are my #1, and I just absolutely love them. Every time she comes out with a new shade, I'm just like, yes, I need to have it. Where is it? It's mine. I just love the formula of these liquid lipsticks, and I've tried so many. I have like probably, I want to say, over 20 different brands of liquid lipsticks, and honestly, these are always my #1 go-to. If you look at my purse, I'll always carry an Anastasia liquid lipstick. So yes, that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and found some new products that you might want to splurge on or might want to try out the next day or the next few weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video very soon. Bye guys.